Tutorial time with your friend Moto. As you can see, I've finished up the spacecraft pretty much. I'm doing little teeny things, so it's a good time to review progress I've made and kind of techniques I'm using. And also I slammed out a red base. That's just kind of what I do, simply because the wings fold low and it can't rest on the ground without breaking. So from the rear, I tried the tail a couple times, so I'll just say a couple things in review. Let's start there. So I'm doing a lot of stuff that I've done on other spacecraft before, and that's why this one's going incredibly fast. I just wanted to see if I reused things that I struggled with in the past. Does it make future builds faster? And it does. So I used clip and bar techniques, very detailed building for the engines. Same for all these little things that come off the side. I've done that before and a lot with most of my builds. Making a wing, a compound wing using airplane tails. I've done that before with a spaceship called the Luna. Using lots of curved slopes and sandwiching them together to give a smooth shape to a body. I've done that before with the Luna, although I never really used this exact sandwiching technique, so that's why I put it in a different video. And then down here I tried to use a lot of feathered wings. They just didn't look right, so I kind of went with the spaceship thing and using my newfound method of clipping into those clear minifig shield holders that are clear and using those studs 3 in a row to build onto the surface very quickly. Clip and bar I managed to work in one feather, but it's more robotic, I guess, more bionicle. Definitely using Hero Factory bionicle swords on the tail. I did that with the Luna as well. And what's new for this build is using the Lego dots and trying to show them off as an ability to highlight bright colors into my models in a detailed way. And I really like that. Yeah, so let's get into something a little new and different. Let me set this down and we'll go through kind of what's going on in the front. And pardon me, it's early in the morning. I'm doing this very early in the morning. So I'll turn the model around. And we're going to take a look at this front end part right here. Okay? Now, this is a good old Jurassic Park sphere pod. It's 2 pieces that sandwich together. If I come in here, I'm using a transparent large element that's normally used as light posts, but people use it sometimes to hold models up that are flying around if they're using microfigure scale. Once again, a little bit of the magical, whimsical stuff coming in. And you'll see there's, I'm going to take this apart and really get into this, because someone's wondering how I managed to get an entire cockpit with a fig floating in the middle of this transparent sphere. And that's a fair question to ask. What I normally do is I read the instructions of the set, but this time I didn't. I just kind of freewheeled it. So first let me take it off. Now there's a little stud thing here at the top, and I'm using these guys, these round circular plates. So, they're plates. I mean, they're kind of like a tile, but they got one stud in the middle. And of course a little bit of detailing going on. But that's not what we're here to talk about. Let's take a look at this in more detail. So, if I look at this, these are 2 of the same pieces. They sandwich apart. And boop, I'm just going to pull one right off. And that exposes the internals. And they're held together by these Technic axles. They come in gray. They're rarer in black, but you could use black if you wanted to. And what I'm going to do is try to slide this assembly forward, so I have to be very careful when I start, because it doesn't want to move. It's in there pretty good. So if I grab there, start sliding, I can kind of tilt that out of the way a little bit. Nope, doesn't want to go. Oof. So I'm going to pull the whole thing out. There we go. I'm going to force it back so it's in a forward position. Forward position. So this is a good way to start. I'm using Kylo Ren's cross saber guard from the buildable or large scale figure. Actually, let's get the molding hole toward the inside. That looks a little bit better. You could also use, there's Technic pieces that join in the cross axle and they're cross axle down, and that would accept these robot hands. I'm not sure what to call them, but they're basically clip elements with a short bar. And you could do that, come down, but I decided to use this piece because it's a little bit shorter, it's a little bit more fine-grained, and I didn't experiment with the other piece at all. I just knew that this is short and I wanted there to be height in there. And then it gives me the opposite side to give the pilot a pew-pew blaster and a sword. So if they ever land on a planet and they need to investigate or they need some weapons, if they crash, there you are. And then here's my pilot, and on the back end I've got a rod, and I'll wind up clipping those pieces, these guys, right into that, so it swivels like that. And from there, I've made this type of chair before. It's not, so once I solved it right, it took a while first, a long time ago, but once I memorized it, it all kind of came back to me. I really crushed that fig in there, so let's get him popped out. Of course, everything's going to split. So let's kind of swing everything out of the way here to give you the basics. So these are the double clips into the hinges. So these are always make a hinge. And on this one, there's always a gap, so I used a little bit of it's a transparent blue element, but it's the skeleton arm, lightsaber blade bar, and then the transparent flag panels is a heads-up display. Someone didn't put a sticker on that, great, but I don't want to peel it off and set it back down. And the printed elements, these are from the Ninjago movie, Lloyd's Fire Dragon mech. And these side pieces just fold down because they're the Star Wars robot arms, but they're in white. And I'm using, instead of a bar element that goes all the way across, it's interrupted by two. Offset those back. And then the real trick is Lego just started producing a clip hinge element, but it's in the middle. So using the two on each side and then the middle, because normally I would have used a 2-bar cross, but I have this long bar going in to clip in. And then I always just use a piece to connect these hinges so they make a nice little cool cockpit recliner, using the ingot bars as kind of padded surfaces. The croissant is a headrest. Okay. And going with the castle/space mashup, my pilot is more of a castle-y looking futuristic person. Set him in there. Start to fold everything up because it's going to be really crowded in there. And the only problem is this transparent dome does not have a lot of room in it, so you kind of have to smush everything together in order to make the clearance that's in here. So I'm going to snap it in off camera because I can't do it while looking at the camera. Alright, click, you heard it. So I like to think, oh, I felt something pop. It didn't quite clip. There's the second clip. Alright. So if I look at this as I'm coming in, it's going to hit the sides of those lightsaber blades, so I have to be really careful to center this in there just right so that it touches the ends. So these ends are really important. These little ski poles actually perform a little function, and because I'm really detail oriented, I'm going to make sure they're oriented the right way. You see that the robot arm actually hits, so that tells me I'm seated and I'm in the middle. Angles will just work out that way. So there he is. Get him in, get him out. Kind of put that there, and now I'm going to push everything back, oh so gently. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Okay, I've pushed all the way to the back. Yeah, it looks kind of level. And notice that those closing arms too are about to hit the windscreen here, so I always have to tilt it down a little bit. Make sure it's closing, closing, click. You just see them move back. Everything just clicked and snapped. So yeah, there is not a lot of room in there. In fact, look at the sword. The sword got knocked out of place. So try attempt number 2. Okay, it's gonna work this time. Try. Click. There we go, click. So that is how this thing winds up going on this thing. And because it's easier for me, I'm just gonna... Oh man. Yeah, the cool thing, like I said before, the transparent elements, once you bind to them, they don't want to let go at all. So that's how I'm able to get away with some of these what would be more fragile connection. Come on. All right. Ooh. Ooh. I just felt this thing slide in the stand. It's not good. And it's just not happening. Good, at least that one popped off. There we go. Cram that in there. Make sure that snaps. Bring this forward. Make sure it's on the base. And then I could always, mess with these things, straighten it all out again. It's looking a little crooked, but overall, yeah, that's how I got that delicate front on there. So overall, it's looking pretty cool. And there's your tutorial for the day. Have a great one.